Morning. So, we're talking about control today, right? How to clear out all of those emotions that you have from your divorce, or, even while you're going through the divorce or going through the divorce proceedings, or if you've been divorced for years, right? But really just talking about clearing out those emotions. So, today we're talking about control. Are you trying to control the situations, right? And not necessarily the situations like the divorce proceedings and how he's acting, how the kids are acting, nothing like that right now, right? I'm more so talking about, are you trying to control, manipulate your emotions, right? Instead of just going with the flow. So sometimes we can get so caught up in trying to force our way into happy emotions or force our way into healing, right? So we do things like, okay, I know I'm feeling this way, but just stop. Stop, Naima. Don't be mad. Don't be angry. You're being ridiculous. You do that self talk. It's not that serious. Take a breath. So when you're doing all of that, right, you're actually reinforcing the negative thought process and negative behavior, right? And you're controlling it. You're trying to control and manipulate it in a negative light. But when you just allow yourself to move freely, right? Don't have an expectation of instantly I'm supposed to feel this way. And I know it's kind of contradicting because, I've said in the past that you really have to train your mind to think differently. But it's more so a feeling that you have to change your mind to, right? But you can't fake the feeling. So even if you're telling your brain, you're telling your mind, you're telling yourself, don't act this way. Don't act this way, Tracy. Don't act this way, Naima. You're overreacting and you're repeating those words to yourself. You're trying to control the emotion of being angry or being sad or being depressed. But really calm that down, let it flow. Um, More so just feel where you currently are. Accept and embrace the state that you're in and choose a different thought in your peace, right? So when you sit there and you're contemplating why you're upset or you're sitting there trying to figure out how to get out of this place, try to come from a peaceful state, which is I'm releasing control over this. I know that I don't desire to feel this way. I want to feel at peace. I want to feel harmony. I want to feel. So when you start saying what I want to feel, your body automatically is signaled to feel those feelings that you're talking about, right? And it may not happen instantly like you want it, but the longer that you stay in those positive emotions and you're not trying to force and control, your body and your mind to automatically jump there, the faster your brain and your body will get used to going from a point of anger, a point of frustration, to a point of peace, right? So, to wrap it all up here, I know it could be difficult to feel the sensation of peace without trying to get yourself to the sensation of peace when you're in anger. And these are some of the principles that we teach in the free and clear process, right? In our free and clear method of the Thrive After Divorce program. We teach these techniques because it really is a skill. So sometimes it's a little complicated for me to explain how to do things without actually taking you through the whole process, right? So these are just like tidbits of what you'll learn in the free and clear after divorce method, right? But just want to leave you, with this. Make of it what you will, and I hope that this registers and you're able to kind of comprehend and um, just kind of take in what I'm saying as far as not trying to control your emotions in your healing, but just really letting it flow naturally, right? And moving it into the positive. So, one way that you can remember it, which I've already stated before, is when you are in this negative space, right? You're in this negative mind space, mindset, and you want to come out of it. Sit in a chair, close your eyes, and think of how you want to feel, not how you don't want to feel, right? Not, don't think this way. Don't be angry. Don't be this. Don't be that. Instead, replace the I don't with the I want. I want to feel at peace. I want to operate in forgiveness. I want to fully heal from this place. I want to feel joy. I want to feel, happiness in this moment. I know that this circumstance was not ideal, but nonetheless, this is where I am, and I get to choose where and how, actually, not where, but how I feel. And in this moment, I choose to feel love, right? And just sit there. Don't force it. Let it come naturally, right? It's kind of like that 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1. You're counting down when you're angry. It's kind of like that, very much so similar to that. But the more you do that, the more you'll begin to train your mind, train your body to match the emotion that you want to feel. Let go of trying to control situations. And as women, as mothers, we tend to want to control situations because we know what's best, right? We feel like, okay, in order to keep everything in order, this is how it has to flow. And I'm sure that you're aware by this time, going through the divorce process. When you're going through that process, you are literally out of control, and typically that is the highest amount of time, or the most amount of time, or the worst amount of time, whatever, that we feel out of control because we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know sometimes where that next paycheck is going to come from, or what the judge is going to order, or what the visitation rights are going to be like, or who's going to get the house, who's going to get the car. All of those things are so out of our control that what we do is we try to hold on and control the thing that we can control, in that space, be it our kids or be it our own bodies and our own mindsets, right? But as long as we're doing it in a healthy way, which is really relinquishing control and going more into the feeling of what you want to feel and what you want to be, right? And even with all of the other things that I stated, as far as trying to keep uh, control over the divorce proceedings, as far as who gets what and custody battles and all of that, this principle and this tool, this strategy works for that as well. When you keep your mind focused on what you want, your desired state, your desired outcome, not trying to control how it happens and the flow of it or when it happens, but keeping it in your heart, right? That it is going to happen because this is how you want it to happen, right? From a calm state, not a control force state, right? But that's all I have for you today. Like I said, I'm trying to keep these at a minimum on these lives. Thank you so much for your comments and your DMs. And as always, please keep them coming. And if you do have any questions about the free and clear method, the Thrive After Divorce program, hit me up on DM. Just type out the words details or detail, and I'll send you information right over. Or if you're just going to need someone to run something by, to talk to, do a little girl chat or coffee chat, or I like to call them my tea chats, just because I'm a tea drinker, not a coffee drinker. Let me know that too. I'm totally open to having the conversation, so we can get you in the right direction, so we can see if, we could figure out some things for you there to get you from a negative state to a more positive, peaceful state. Okay. Alrighty, ladies, have a wonderful, awesome day. And I really believe in your happy, healthy, and whole, prosperous life after divorce.